Hey guys, what is up? I am Soul Kissed here with another tarot reading. We're going to be talking about what the energies are for 2021. So please pick your group piles right here. We have pile number 1. Where's the camera? This tiger's eye. Okay. And then we have group number 2, this agate. Look at it. It's so nice. Oh my god. I die. And this red orangish crystal. I have no idea what it's called, and even how I got it, I really don't know. So if you guys know what this is, please let me know down below. And let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to move these aside, and we're going to start with pile number 1. Hey group number 1, what is up? Okay, so let's look into what your 2020 energies are, 2021 energies are for this upcoming year. So when I was shuffling, I was picking up, okay, so we have mouse spirit, tend to the small things, and cat spirit, ironically. Wow, claim your independence. Nice. And then we have abundance, participation, and success. And then we have these small mini ones from, like, I'm traveling right now, I'm abroad, and my sister got me these mini travel deck tarot cards. So we have the 2 of Swords, very mini, tiny, teeny tiny 2 of Swords, which is really cute, but also such a hassle to shuffle. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. So what I'm picking up for you guys is that this year is going to be a big year about duality. I'm seeing that here with the 2 like drastic differences in the moon, and the duality here between this cat and this mouse, and also the 2 of Swords mixed with that energy is telling me that you guys are kind of going through these 2 different energy piles right now, like these different energy pools of your vibration. And 2020 has been kind of like a flop of it, like you've been like going into high vibe and then low vibe and high vibe and low vibe. I'm thinking of Bob Marley's song like High Tide or Low Tide, and it's like you're waiting for 2021 to like come scoop out the residuals of the negative energy. It's not even like negative energy, it's just been like heavy vibrations that come from the past, and like you, like things you've had to deal with in the past, and you thought you healed them, you thought they were gone, but they're like still kind of having their grasp on you, and it's been really, really frustrating. I'm picking up. And so like you guys are just like, when I was shuffling, my stomach was growling, and it wasn't really doing that in the other piles. So let's see if it does it again. But what that, like, it feels like you guys are hungry for these new beginnings and hungry for like this year to just be over with. I feel like 2020 was really hard on you guys, and yes, it's been hard on a lot of people, on everyone in different ways, but it's really taken a toll on you guys. And like I feel like you guys feel like it's like slowed you down on your life path, so like on a much deeper level. And there's this fear of the future, like this uncertainty, like here back in the mountains, like everything's kind of foggy. And some of you guys are star seeds for sure, and like you have this mission, and you know that you're supposed to come here and change things on earth, but it's feeling like really overwhelming now, because you're like, how am I supposed to do that if I'm not in a good place right now, and if I'm not able to fulfill my highest good, and like act out in my highest good, act according to my highest good. And it's really frustrating, because I know you guys are like super enthusiastic about 2020, blah 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 about 2021. You guys are super like ready and eager to just like have it started, to have a new beginning and a new cycle start, almost like in reliance that will, I feel like you guys feel like you've like almost been like promised somehow that like 2021 will be this new beginning. But this won't just happen. This whole 2021 is giving you the option to choose which energy you want to feed into. There's this wasp energy that sometimes life stings, and sometimes it does, and sometimes that stinger stays in your finger and it splinters, and your finger gets sore for a while after even you've taken out, and maybe you're even throbbing. Everyone's like, your body has reacted physically to what has happened in 2020. Some of you need to, I'm hearing like exercise, eat healthy, find the foods that are inflaming your digestive system. This was a big thing for me also to learn in 2020, but this is also this energy pool of like heavy vibes that are bringing your vibration lower and lower and lower and lower. Part of it is coming from what you're eating and how you're treating your body. Your body is a beautiful vessel for source, and how you treat it is how you choose to interact with source and how you choose to interact with divine energy. So keep that in mind. So you have, like, right now you guys are in this fork in the road where you can either choose to feed into this wasp spirit or choose to come into this cat spirit, claiming your independence. And part of independence is understanding that your energy resides outside of other people. Like, your energy does not have to be reactionary to the world around you and what's going on around you and how people are treating you around you. And that was one of 2020's biggest lessons. 2020 was a seed planted for people to either grow up and mature in beautiful ways, mature emotionally, mature spiritually. And if you don't learn those lessons, you can easily get stuck in this energy and get stuck in a rut. And 2021, I'm hearing that 2021 is a continuation of 2020 in the sense that is a continuation of whatever of however you choose to look at 2020 and however you chose to treat 2020. Coming into independence means learning to, I'm hearing, harness and harvest your own inner energy without even being touched by other people's energy. And again, 2021, all of that needed to happen. All of this craziness needed to happen so that people can learn how to find peace within themselves. So many people, like, their escape mechanisms for their emotional maturity has depleted or gone away. So a lot of people in the collective consciousness, they go out to the club, they go out traveling, they go out with friends, all these things to escape this wasp energy, this swelling of a hurt and a pain that's happened in sometime in the past. And people don't know how to handle this, how to tackle it. People aren't given the tools. Sorry about that, guys. My storage went out. So back to it. People in the Western world, especially, but in modern society, we don't have the tools to know how to deal with our emotional traumas. And that's something that I try to help my clients a lot with. Understanding that these hurts in our past are so beautiful because they're meant to help us learn inner alchemy and learn how to transmute this negative energy into a lesson. You see how he's like literally, I just noticed this. He's sitting on a book, and this book is all the knowledge of the lessons you learn from the shit that's happened in your life. And it's meant to come, like, your soul literally agrees to anything happening in your life, good, bad, the ugly, the evil. It happens in your life to teach you lessons. And good lessons, good things in your life can only happen with the negative. And like, it's like the saying, like, it's always darkest before the dawn. And this is all to say that you need to learn how to be an active participant in your life. You need to learn how to proactively be mindful to what's going on in your life around you. I feel like before, how you guys kind of handled 2020 was seeing it as this thing that has happened to you, and almost that like you're a victim to what has happened in 2020. But you need to remember that your soul signed a contract and agreed to come here on this timeline. And you are here for a reason. So you need to ask yourself, what did I think that 2020 had power over me? What did I give my power away to? Circumstances, to people, to other people. I feel like you guys gave a lot of your other power to people. And you're coming to a point now in your spiritual journey. You're coming now to a point in your spiritual journey where you understand that this abundance, you can easily tap into it. But like I said, it's another energetic pool. And you have to choose constantly in 2021, tending to the small things, like consistently being mindful in each and every single action of how you can choose the high vibrational energy pool. And I'm hearing that, like, with every single little challenge going on in 2021, you have to be mindful of this energy, of tending to this energy pool rather than this one. And it's hard in especially in this great conjunction and coming into 5D and stuff. Part of coming into 5D and entering this energy pool is all to do with learning how to stop feeding into the victim energy, learning how to stop feeding into fear and worry and guilt and shame and all these things. And you're gonna have to heal some things because, like, to do that, you have to. And so if this is like a timeline almost, and you choose this pool and you feed into what feels good and what you know is good and what you know is the best for you overall, sometimes our ego is going to convince us otherwise, you know. I just got into a little argument with my sister yesterday, and I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, and we were saying that, like, I would have to, like, say sorry first, to put her guard down, make her, like, understand that, like, I understand what I did, and, like, and start laying a foundation for a conflict resolution and for healing, to be present. And I felt such a block with being the first one to say sorry. And I knew that it was my ego, and I knew that it was my pride, and I physically could feel myself not being able to swallow it in that moment. And then I had to catch myself, and it's like, so it's one little small argument, but I caught myself, and I'm like, okay, right now I'm feeding into this energy that, like, life stings, my life sucks, or this year is not my year, this isn't working out for me, nothing ever works out for me, all this cycle, it's like, it's a toxic cycle that spins you around and around and around of blaming others and getting stuck in a victimhood mindset. And I was like, okay, I'm clear, like, I understand I'm feeding this right now. And I had to stop and put myself back into neutral energy, where I realized I was independent of my sister's actions. I was independent of my circumstances in life. I had the ability, and as everyone does, to harness my own energy and have that be my anchor. And it's like either the world paints you or you paint the world. And this abundant dude and this success person, they're painting their world. This abundant dude was like, you know what? I want a purple skirt, and I want this cool, like, kimono robe thing, and I want, like, a leaf crown, and it's going to be great. And he's designing his own world. But that can only happen, being this manifester, this creator in your own life, can only happen once you realize that you are independent of your circumstances. 100,000%. You are independent. Those things do not have to define you. You do not have to be reactionary to them. They're designed to test us and see how we act and how we respond to those things. It's all about responding. Never feed into a reaction. If you have that's a key thing for 2021, I'm feeling for you guys. Like, never feed into a reaction that you want to immediately throw back at someone when something comes up. Stop it with the reacting. I'm hearing, like, really, like, just stop. And come into this self-empowering place where you know that is a place of responding, that is a place of action, that is a place of freedom from these people or these objects or these circumstances or whatever, these experiences in your life that you feel like have tied you down.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. And it's like, okay, so one time my friend brought up a really good explanation of my feelings. I was feeling like really low vibe, really not good. And then angry that I was feeling angry, and angry that I was feeling upset about like such small things that I know that like my soul was lighter than. And it's like this. And the way she described it was like, okay, see your emotions. Let's say this one's anger. See, it's coming up to the table right now. It's saying like, I have this feeling, and just kind of throws it on the table. And you have your higher self, being the opposite of this ego, of this pride sense, says like, has to say like, okay, so what do you have to bring to the table? Let's talk about it. Let's incorporate you into this conversation. Be a participant in all of these emotions: happiness, sadness, fucking pride, anger, all these things. Like, they all have an equal say because they're all equally a part of you. This whole thing would not be whole if one was missing. You know what I'm saying? So do not shy. Like after hearing this reading, especially, like, I don't want you guys to feel like, okay, like now I have an anger problem, so like wow, what the fuck, like now I have to like handle that. Like, it's not a nuisance. It's something that you have to deal with, and it's something that you have to learn to incorporate into your life, because it is a part of you, and it shouldn't be something that gets denied or rejected. I used to be the one to deny my feelings of anger all the time. I used to be like, no, like I'm not an angry person. Like, it's so hard for me to get angry. I just want to be good vibes and happy, and like I wanted people to feel good around me, and I didn't want to create drama. And one of my lessons, especially recently, has been that like anger is okay, and anger is part of being human. And to cut that off and sever that part off and feel some type of way about it is to cut off a part of the human experience, which goes against what your soul came here to do. As a light worker, part of light, like anger, think about it, like, is this like fiery, like super pent up energy, and that is part of light. Fire is part of light. So that you have to understand, part of your 2021 lesson is understanding like how your fire, your anger, plays in with your light work. Okay? Yeah. And that's all I'm hearing. That's all they want me to say about you guys. But yeah, so if you guys like this reading, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, book a reading down below. I have the link down in the description box. And I really hope that this resonated for you guys. I really felt good about that one. And yeah, that felt very, very, very healing. This can be a very healing year for you guys if you let it to be, but you have to be very mindful. And yeah, okay, I'll see you guys and have a good 2021. Hello, pile number 2. So if you guys chose this agate crystal, then this is for you. Now let's see what we have here. We have Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. I've never gotten that one before. Parrot Spirit, watch your words. And Stag, I don't know. Stag Spirit, we'll just say deer, because that's what it is, if we're being honest. Take the lead. Breakthrough, healing, schizophrenia. Four of Swords, and these little, ooh, I just realized this is all the way up high. Let's see. There we go. There we go. We have Four of Swords and these little mini travel decks. Knight of Swords, hella swords, and the Tower. Dang. Okay. Okay, so if I'm being honest with you guys, when I was shuffling, I was feeling really like I was feeling like I was in a dark room and I was feeling like kind of upsetty spaghetti. I was like kind of feeling kind of sad. And hold on, I have to read these tarot. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna read real quick the meaning of these small tarot cards because I actually am this is my first like official tarot deck, like in a traditional sense. So I wanted to make sure that I have the general meaning correct. I feel like this pile is divided into two people, but both of these two groups, both of you are united under the fact that this is going to be a year of healing. This year is all about healing. But for some of you, this energy of being in this sort of limbo, this like weird place of like mental uneasiness, of uncertainty, like lack of clarity, lack of like self-confidence, especially like if you see closely, like the first thing dropping down, that's her solar plexus chakra. So there's this lack of confidence into going into this energy that you're just not quite sure about yet. And for this, and then the other group is this energy that you guys are like really good right now, but in 2021 there may be a tower moment that sort of blows things out of the way and will naturally destroy certain structures in your life, but it's meant for your highest good. So I'm going to say with the first group going through it right now, you guys, I feel this like this sort of darkness involved in your lives. A lot of you can be going through the dark dark night of the soul, and being really just feeling like destroyed and feeling like how on earth can I come past this? And it's like, and it's what makes it so hard for you guys, I'm hearing, is that you are in a place right now in the dark night of the soul where you're just kind of like, okay, so I'm just assuming that my life is just going to be like this. Like my life is just, it's going to be hard. And that I'm going to stay in this energy forever. And feeling stuck in this, like feeling like you guys are spiritual and that's why you're here. Like I only attract spiritual, like really, I attract spiritual people who are really trying to like change their lives and like get to the heart and soul of spirituality. So I know that you guys are spiritual, and I know that you guys know that this is for your highest good, but I feel like a part of you feels like, is there just something about me that like that attracts darkness, or attracts, or like comes back to this like state of depression, or comes back to the state of anxiety, or comes back into these lower frequency energies that I know is not, that I know doesn't serve my soul's light, but it's like, but I've been trying so hard to come out of it. And I feel like you guys feel like there's nothing there for you right now. Like I see you guys trying, like you've been using like you've been doing all the things that you're supposed to do, and all the things that you're supposed to do with Dark Night of the Soul, and getting over things. LOL. And that's why you guys feel kind of stuck right now, because like one of these things is like, okay, I have my spiritual self, and I have like everything that I've worked up for my whole life, or like my whole spiritual journey rather, and then this is the collection of everything going on in your life, and it's like you're split in between both of them. And you feel like you're gonna be stuck, you're like stuck in and pinned between both of them, and if you just fall, it's like you're not sure where you're gonna fall. You're so afraid of seeing what happens with either energy, because it's like, okay, if you choose love and light and you choose to feed your soul, what if I just end up back in this place on this side? What if I end up back in my past, or back in my trauma? What if I end up back in the way that I was before awakening? And you guys are so like frozen, and you're so, and it's like, it's manifesting in every other realm of your life. This happened to me, this exact thing happened to me a year ago. I was so frozen and paralyzed with fear. I was in the same place, and I actually, now to think about it, I got this same card in these readings that I would do, because I felt so afraid. And because you guys, like, the human brain is just going to predict the future, just kind of projects the past back into the future, because it's like, okay, like repetition, like I'm probably just gonna get the same thing that I've gotten before. So it's like your brain, like your undeveloped brain, the lizard brain I think it's called, is like telling you like, yeah, like if you fall, this future right here, this cloudiness, this like unforeseen thing is just gonna be a repetition of the past. And what's terrifying about that for you guys is that it's like, okay, then I'm officially stuck. Like, I thought spirituality was gonna help me. I thought spirituality was gonna get me out. I thought it was my one way out. And if I end up back there, then like I'm really just, that's it. But what's funny is that this card came out. Take a leap of faith, grasshopper spirit. So I'm just gonna place this, oh, can't see it, but I'm just gonna place this right above here to show you guys that you need, this is part of the spiritual journey. Part of the spiritual journey is falling anyways. This is part of the dark night of the soul. You have to jump, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing how universe and spirit's going to treat you, quote unquote, but just like, this is the universe is like, oh, okay, like you love me, you care about me, like you understand like that we're all united, that we're all source, and that everything's beautiful and everything is love and light. Prove it to me. The universe is asking you right now to, for one split second, consider the fact that there's more than this out there. And coming from me and my personal healing journey, I know personally that there's a level of comfort here, right? Especially in the ego sense, like it's comfortable for many people, and there's so much research done on this, but like even if you're not happy with your life right now, there's a level of comfort that your lizard brain enjoys, because you can predict things, because you know how to interact with it, you know how to choose your excuses for certain things in this realm of living. You don't know what's down here, even if it's this lighter area. You don't know what that's going to be like. You don't know who you're going to be like there. You don't know who you're going to lose. A lot of you are afraid of losing certain people in your life, knowing that there's friends, family. You see how these like birds are over here on this side? You guys know that you have people in your life that come from this side and maybe have certain toxic traits, or not even toxic necessarily, but like personality traits that don't serve this part. And you're so afraid of losing them because you're like, who else am I going to have? Now is a lucky time. You guys got to make this jump. 2021 is asking you to make this jump. And if you don't, boom, you're going to get the tower. If you do not learn sorry, my cousin was distracting me. He was making funny noises like, you don't make any sense. I don't even know who he was talking to, but it's funny. And what makes all of this interesting is that this whole point of you falling into this is to prove to yourself that you can heal, is to show you this inner light, the solar plexus, again, this inner light in you that knows how to help yourself and knows how to heal and knows how to get yourself to fly. You think you're going to crash and burn, but you're not. This is This reading is confirmation for you guys that you guys are going to be fine. Absolutely. Because look, you have the abundance of the universe will provide. Breakthrough. Four of Swords. You guys are feeling exhausted right now and utterly defeated. But this is to, like, this energy right now is to help you kind of take a step back, to rest and replenish your spirit so that you can make the jump. And again, this is your warning sign, you guys. Like, if you do not, the spirit will do that for you. Take the lead. You have to take the lead on your own life. There's no more of this feeling stuck. Like as if these things are stuck on you. No, you're choosing to hold on to both of them. But it's like, which one are you going to choose? And the real reason why you're afraid of this is because your ego is afraid of ego death. When you're falling, everything melts away. Every collection of who you thought you were, every label, every belief falls away. And that's part of why this spirituality, these spiritual tools in your spiritual life, that's part of why it hasn't necessarily helped you heal completely yet, is because you're treating it like another structure of comfort and reliability, which it can be, but you're not taking the risk and the fear aspect, like the courage, just jump and just believe and trust and faith and having hope. All these important values that you need in spirituality, you're not learning them because you're not doing the action needed to learn them and understand how important they are. Yeah. Watch your words. A lot of you... Ooh. Hold on, let's get that one. A lot of you need to not... Part of your diet is not what you eat. It's what you listen to, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the stuff on your YouTube algorithm, the words that you speak, the words that you hear, the truth that you hear. Like if you hear, I'm sure you guys, especially if you have this giant block here, you guys, I'm sure you have negative people in your life, but it's like, do you take their words and hold it as their own truth and like, okay, that might be true for them, but that's not necessarily true for me, and I'm alchemizing that. I understand that maybe I thought it was true for me before in the past, but now I'm rejecting that and I'm formulating myself, and my true self does not believe in this. Or do you absorb it so easily? A lot of you are empaths, and so it's very easy for you to absorb the energy of people around you, which can be pretty dangerous. White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. I particularly feel called to read from this one. So let's read, okay, page 66. I love the words that they use in this book. They're really beautiful, and I feel like there's a lot in this for you guys. Okay. White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. Nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Ravenclaw appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you may recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you, and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favor. Protection message. Are you being distracted by the illusion of a chaotic universe? Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and White Raven has appeared to remind you that the ways of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Ooh, let's read that again. Wow. Okay, we're going to read that again. Are you being distracted by the illusion of a chaotic universe? Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and White Raven has appeared to remind you that the ways of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Stay awake and alert, for Spirit wants you to enjoy the miracles all around you. Remember, the evidence of divine order can be seen everywhere. Ask for a sign and it shall be yours. Synchronicities happen all the time. So if you are in a time of challenge and feeling cynical, all you need to do is ask for a reminder. White Raven will appear to reassure you that all of this is leading to something better, for magic is in the wind. You guys, this is your like sign right now, me telling you that I am proof that if you trust the universe and make a jump, you will come out better and stronger and much more full of light, much more full of love, much more full of like badassery and like empowerment and like knowing who you are as a soul, as a spirit living in this abundant universe. You need to be reminded. You forgot. That's why you're up here. You're up here. You're not down here where the party's at. You're up here observing it all, overthinking it all, and being like, that's for other people. That's not for me. But it is. It so is. It so is, guys. And I'm telling you right now that I am proof that that exists, and that it's not something that just happens for other people. It happens for you. You are just as much divine and magical and special and holy as anyone else around you. Anyone else. That means your average Joe down the block, and that means Gary Vee, and that means Gandhi, and that means Nelson Mandela. Like, you are every bit of special as them. And that's all I'm seeing for you guys. So if you liked the reading and it resonated and it felt good and it was a good message and it helped you in any way, shape, or form, please like, share, or subscribe down below, and or book a reading down below. I have the link down below. I'm also gonna have my Patreon hopefully down below also, if you ever feel so called to help support this page and my mission, which is helping other people. That'd be super appreciated. And I'm super grateful that you guys stuck around this long in the video, and I wish you guys a really good 2021. Okay, and hello, pile number 3. So this is if you chose this mysterious orange reddish crystal that I have no idea what it is, but it's beautiful. What's really funny about you guys is that when I was shuffling it the first time, your energy was very like popping out and like da 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 da, and like really excited and energetic and like vibrant. And then I like lost the pile. Like, I don't know, maybe I like subconsciously put it away, which was weird because all the other ones are out. But so I had to reshuffle, but the energy is still there, very much so. So let's see what came out this second time. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Otter spirit, you are never alone. This is actually such a cute otter, holy shit. I'm in love. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Conditioning. Creativity. I always put it so high up. Let's do it like this. Okay. Flowering. It's a beautiful card. And harmony. Okay. And then we have these mini little tarot deck cards, and I just got this the other day, so if there's a break in this, I'm gonna definitely have to look up the meaning of these, because I just got the original tarot deck and I still don't know them fully. This is 9 of Wands. Mini baby tiny teeny 6 of Swords. And this is 10 of Pentacles. What's really funny is that 2 out of these 3 mini cards I got the other day. So I feel, and I was thinking while shuffling that like I resonated with this group a lot. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so like I said, it was very like, you guys, this, if I could describe the energy that I felt while shuffling, it was this. It was like very like loud, but like not an obnoxious like, look at me, I need attention loud. It's more of a, I'm so in love with myself as a person, and I see so much beauty in who I am, that I need to be vocal about it, that I need to like exert this energy and this appreciation for myself somehow, somewhere. And so if you, pile number 2 went through like dark night of the soul kind of energy, and it's like you guys, a lot of you just came out of that energy, and you learned the lesson that 2020 was trying to give you with that energy. I feel you guys are waking up to a lot, and a lot of it is, wait, okay, I'm gonna look up these tarot cards real quick. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you guys is you guys have proven yourselves consistently throughout 2020 that you are resilient, and you have been persistent in your whole journey of unlocking yourself. And you guys are now leaving. So 6 of Swords is all about leaving the known and coming up into the unknown. So that could be traveling, it could be a new relationship, it could be many things. But what I'm sensing for you guys is that you're moving out of this space of where you were at in 2020, where you're at for me a lot of times years, like subconscious beliefs and programming from childhood, but coming out of this conditioning. Before, you guys were hiding so much of your power, your radiant power, that from other people, because you were so afraid of standing out. And it's literally, if you guys see this picture, it's literally the lion tying himself up to look like a sheep, but he's not a sheep, and he's trying to look like everyone else, he's trying to fit in, he's trying to be normal, trying to be the normal dude. And this happens with so many people who are meant to be on high spiritual journeys, because especially growing up, because it's hard. You like look around yourself and you're like, I don't know why I'm so different from all these people, and why I don't fit in, why I don't resonate with anyone, but I just don't, and not understanding why. And as a kid, it sucks, because it's like you don't understand what's going on and why it's happening. And so I'm actually going to read, this is my first time reading from, so this is the Osho Zen Tarot deck for those of you who are curious, but you guys are jumping, like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, because you're like seeing, I thought for a second, it's like if these sheep were made out of cotton balls, and like an individual cotton ball that like formulates this whole entire animal. You guys now are like seeing like each experience of these little cotton balls, where you realize that you were like slowly trying to like disguise yourself as like everyone. You're trying to disguise yourself as everyone else. It's like it was almost like a survival mechanism, like just trying to like get through school, just trying to like get by, or like just trying to make friends. Like it was very survival level. And so it was a very conscious thing that easily turned subconscious, because it was for the means of survival. And so now it's like a bad habit almost that you guys have been, and like that is rooted in a subconscious belief of like, okay, like maybe I'll get rejected, or like abandoned or made fun of if I show my true colors. And I very much resonate with that. That was very much my vibe also for such a long time. So I feel I'm going to read this to you guys, because I feel super called to do that. This card recalls an old Zen story about a lion who was brought up by sheep, and who thought he was a sheep until an old lion captured him and took him to a pond where he showed him his own reflection. Many of us are like this lion. The image we have of ourselves comes not from our own direct experience, but from the opinions of others. A personality imposed from the outside replaces the individuality that could have gone from within. We become just another sheep in the herd, unable to move freely and unconscious of our own true identity. It's time to take a look at your own reflection in the pond and make a move to break out of whatever you have been conditioned by others to believe about yourself. Dance, run, jog, do gibberish, whatever is needed to wake up the sleeping lion within. Unless you drop your personality, you will not be able to find your individuality. Individuality is given by existence. Personality is imposed by the society. Personality is social convenience. Society cannot tolerate individuality, because individuality will not follow like a sheep. Individuality has the quality of a lion, The lion moves alone. The sheep are always in the crowd, hoping that being in the crowd will feel cozy. Being in the crowd, one feels more protected, secure. If somebody attacks, there is every possibility in a crowd to save yourself. But alone, only the lion moves alone. And every one of you is born a lion, but the society goes on conditioning you, programming your mind as a sheep. It gives you a personality, a cozy personality. Nice, very convenient, very obedient. Society wants slaves, not people who are absolutely dedicated to freedom. Society wants slaves because all the vested interests want obedience. So pretty much what I was saying. But I feel like you guys now are your upcoming challenge, or like the unknown that you're going into is like, okay, I now realize that like I have all this creativity, I have all this passion flowering, I have all this spirit and like talent, and all my spiritual gifts are pouring out of me. What do I do with that? How can I work with that? And a lot of it is like fear, you know, because you're going into the unknown, you don't know what that looks like. You're afraid to like own, you're shaky, you're you have an unstable foundation of like not knowing how to own it just yet, and not knowing what that looks like in real time. So what the book was saying, I think it's like a great prescription, if I could like prescribe anything in this reading, is like, do gibberish, like literally, like just pursue anything. Go on like Udemy, I think it's Udemy, I don't know, I see it different every freaking time, but it's like udemy.com, and literally they offer like cheap classes on literally anything that you could want to learn, and there's a lot of certifications. So like if you want to be like, you know what, I want to see what it would be like to like start singing, and like and want to take a singing class, or even just go out busking on the streets, like just let yourself play around. And part of lions, like we all know that lions like represent courage. Part of this lion energy in this card is to tell you like you need to find the courage to do that, because courage feeds creativity and flowering of the soul. These cannot happen without courage, without taking leaps of faith and just trusting in yourself. It's not even like you trust the universe at this point, but it's like you need to start trusting yourself. Like you see this, like your heart is like pouring out to spirit, just for spirit to come back to you. And it's like this never-ending cycle that feeds into each other. But spirit, so you gave so much to spirit, and now spirit's trying to give back to you and saying like, hey, please trust yourself. Like we cannot give you this abundance, we cannot give you this life if you don't trust yourself. So like literally these two cards, set healthy boundaries, turn knowledge into wisdom, these are what you have to apply consistently in 2021. You might be with people like parents, family, sisters, siblings, whatever, even like relationships, like whatever it is, that saw you and are familiar and know the person that was the sheep. And now that you're moving into this lion energy, dude, and I did this for a long time, I was a sheep around them, because I was like, okay, they know me as the sheep, I really don't like, it's so uncomfortable reintroducing myself as a lion in front of these sheep. And almost like part of you like feels bad, you know, like a part of you doesn't want to come off as this energy of like, oh, I'm better now, because you don't want to offend them, you don't want to like reach into their lower vibes and make them jealous, or make them feel like you think you're better than them, or all these things. You're so afraid of not necessarily losing these people, but like making this situation with these people uncomfortable. And because a lot of them, you can't get rid of them, it's like family stuff for a lot of you. And turning knowledge into wisdom, it's like, okay, knowledge, I just thought of the library from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I know y'all like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because I know my tribe that I would attract would be into that shit. But that, and oh my god, I just realized he has like feathers here, like the owl. Oop, I'm told this, like the owl. That's crazy. But you've gained so much knowledge and have applied it so much internally, like in yourself. But as you guys know, as within is without. So whatever change is happening internally, that means it's going to happen externally. So you guys just have to start getting comfortable with the fact that things are changing, but it's for the best. 10 of Pentacles, you guys are reaping what you sowed internally, and it's going to manifest very fast and come at you. So for some of you, like all at once, like all these changes, and it can be disguised as losses, like, okay, like this, like I lost this friend because like my like vibe is higher now, but this is something that needs to happen. Like we have to shed off what is no longer, we have to trust that the universe will shed off for us what is no longer, what feeds our sheep selves. And you just have to trust you are never alone. So even if you lose people this year, honestly, expect it. Now don't like go fishing out for like, oh, this friend would probably be the one to leave me or whatever. Don't start doing that, because a lot of times there'll be people who never expected. Also, it's not worth the energy to like preoccupy your mind with that. But it's more like understand that when it does happen, that it's the universe protecting you. A lot of you are like younger than me, and just like in school right now, and like school friends are like, it's so hard with that, because it's like when you're there in that present moment, it's like these are my people, like this is my group. And again, it's like very survival, like it's like your tribe, you know, trying to just trying to survive college, trying to survive high school or whatever. But or even in a work situation, like these are like my co-workers, like, oh, I just noticed he's grabbing onto another otter. Like these are my co-workers. These are my co-workers. Like I need them to like have a good time at work or have a good experience at work or whatever, or like ease up the time that I'm passing here. But understand and overstand that this is part of the spiritual journey, is learning that you have to go through certain time periods alone. And in this time period where you're shifting, when you're shifting in any kind of, so 3D to 5D, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you shift into 5D consciousness, you get a lot of symptoms, like, and you don't feel the best. Like you can get dizzy, you can just like be lethargic and tired, and like and your foundation, which is your body, is like unstable because you're shifting the grounds and like moving where that ground level is. And when you're doing that, you can't expect for anything to stay as it was. You can't, and you have to let that go. I just feel like I have to repeat that so many times. Like you guys have to let that go, and let people go. Let people leave if they feel called to, because a lot of times it's like people signed it's like people signed soul contracts with us, and their sole purpose was to just help us, be there for us in that period of our times. And then once we like upgrade or like move up, then that contract ends, because they just served a specific purpose. But let them, even, and let it hurt. If it hurts, it's okay. I understand how it is. Trust me, I really do. But it's all part of it. It's for your best intention. You need, because look, like the lion, do you think once this lion realized that he was a lion, do you think he's like, okay, well, like now I have to like stay with the sheep because like I was raised with them? No, like the lion has to go out and find other lions, like find other people who are just as brave as he is, who are just as brave as he is, who are just as courageous as he is, who are just so ready to take risks and to try new things and to tackle life with this positive, optimistic, bad bitch perspective, you know. And for a lot of you, I'm hearing that it would do you really well to, one, for some of you to start planting, start connecting with nature, and like marrying this concept of being a creator and creating things with the earth. Get that green thumb going. I'm hearing that for a lot of you. A lot of you also need to start living cyclically, and whether that means like eating eating foods according to the seasons, whether that means like living in accordance with the moon. For you women out there, I would say like anyone who like trying to get your cycle, like seeing how your cycle plays around with the moon and interacts with the moon cycles and things like that. I feel like it's going to be really good for you guys to get you guys connected with these groups that are bigger than traditional groups that you've known before. Like getting you connected with these systems, these ancient systems that like you were not connected to before because you were just like, you know, out here chilling with your friends, or like, you know, out here living in like a lower frequency, which is fine, you know, nothing wrong. Not a lower frequency, but like less awakened, you know. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying for you guys. This was a beautiful pile. I really, really, really resonated it. Blah, blah, blah. I resonate with this pile. So if you guys feel like this pile resonated with you a lot, if you liked the reading, please feel free to like down below, subscribe down below. I have a link for readings in my description box down below, and I also have a PayPal where if you feel called to contribute to this page, absolutely like no expectations, but it would be 100% appreciated, and I would be so grateful. So thank you guys so much for clicking on my video and like watching my stuff. I feel very honored, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great 2021.